Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? As you can see from the title, I just got a brand new microphone. I believe it's called a Riza or Ryza microphone. It comes with a one of those, how would you call it? A spit shield with the little black circle things. Um, let's see if I can turn on the camera right here. See, I got one of these. These are very special. Uh, my setup, becoming a real YouTuber right here. So, yeah, I just got a new. Hey, kitten, how you doing? I just want to know if the audio is coming in clear. I know I look like crap today, but is the audio coming in nice and clear? Can you hear me okay? Good. What else have you been up to this weekend? I know a lot of people who are in Texas. I don't know where you are, but in Texas, everybody's starting to watch the Cowboy game because it's coming on later. Um, are you in the U.S. or are you out the country or where are you at? Oh, you're in Texas. I don't know if they're actually playing today or not, but I know it's Sunday and Texans like their Sunday football. Um, but no, I was just checking out the microphone and see if it works. I want to make sure I'm coming in clear. We've had some technical issues on audio on my last couple of live streams, and so I just want to make sure this one works okay. Right now, I'm using the spit shield thing, so I'm just gonna take it down and I'm gonna move closer to the microphone if that sounds better. Hey, Horror Devil, how you doing? Um, talking about football, talking about my new microphone that I got. This right here. Yeah, and my shirt. Can't talk about my shirt. Oh, but yeah, I just wanted to see if this is working. But how's everybody doing today? What have y'all been up to this weekend? Just been chilling, mommy. Or I'm just gonna call you kitten. That sounds better than mommy. Ugh. Yes, I do. Horror Devil. I collect DVDs and Blu-rays. I collect DVDs for movies that I don't feel need to watch in high definition. A movie. I will show you what I do. I'm gonna do a video where I talk about all the DVDs and movies that I got. Hopefully pretty soon. But like The Martian. Like I just saw this DVD with a really cool slipcover of it, and I bought it. But I do need to get a Blu-ray, maybe a 4K when I if I ever get a 4K TV. But I'm definitely gonna get a Blu-ray uh, reedition of it, or reiteration, or whatever you want to call it, of that movie. Do you collect Blu-rays and DVDs? Yeah, Dollar Tree does do DVDs and Blu-rays. I usually just get mine either from Amazon or I don't think I've ever gotten any from Best Buy. A lot of times, maybe from Walmart or Target. Like, I got a deal on the trilogy Back to the Future set with bonus features at Target for like $10, which is a steal. So I would look at Target for some of your movie deals. Yeah, and I also have a couple VHS tapes as well. I still, well, they're not mine, but they're a distant family member. They have the VHS double pack of the original Star Wars movies, like the original state, and they also have the special editions on VHS. So yeah, that's true. That's that's true as well. I don't know if I've ever looked at DVDs and the Blu-rays at the Dollar Tree. I just usually go there to buy candy when I'm going to watch a movie because we got one right next to our theater, and so it's so convenient. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I have a friend who used to work in a movie theater, and yeah, candy at a movie theater is ridiculous. But I usually buy either popcorn or a drink or something, so I'm not that much of a El Cheapo when it comes to buying stuff at a movie theater. But yeah, no, I know I normally buy my movies and stuff from Amazon, Walmart, or Target because those are the stores that are near me. I've gotten a couple of DVDs off Hamilton Books, um, which if I do a share screen, I'm gonna pull it up on another tab and then I'll show you. But yeah, no, Hamilton Books, they got a good selection. A lot of it's kind of B movie type things. They do have some name brand independent movies. I've seen a couple of them. I watched an independent horror documentary called In Search of Darkness, and it was really good. It was really good. It has a lot of actors and writers and stuff like that who worked on 80s horror movies back in the day. I'm gonna share a screen in just a second of Hamilton Books. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a couple of independent horror movies, or just independent movies in general. But if you can have any that you would recommend, let me know. But yeah, no, they got a couple ones. They got ones I never even heard of. Borgman, whatever the hell that is. That seems interesting. Uh, oh, they got Ronin. That's a good one. The Dog. That's about the guy. Yeah, that's about the guy who was in Dog Day Afternoon. I think I might have to pick that up. Well, nice for coming on this website. See, you can find they have tons of things on there. You can get CDs, you can get books, you can get all kinds of stuff on there. Uh, really neat website. Yeah, you can get CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, independent movies, crappy movies, B movies, all that kind of stuff on there. Are there any independent movies that you recommend me to see? So yeah, I'm looking on their website right now, and they got the girl with the dragon tattoo. Um, they got what was True Romance? That's a good one. American Graffiti, Revenge of the Nerds, Megamind. If you're a Megamind fan, that looks like a David Bowie movie. I don't know. It's hard to tell. They got Teen Wolf 1 and 2. Yeah, they got a lot of they got some good movies on here. But if you're still watching, do you is my audio coming in fine? I know I keep moving forwards and backwards from the microphone, so it's probably if you're hearing it go ew like that, then it's probably me moving forwards and backwards from the microphone. So, but yeah, that was all I wanted to say today. Toxic Avenger, yeah, it's I heard it's a good one. I don't think I've ever seen it before. I know it's a trauma movie. It's like one of their most popular things. I think that one and Return to Nukem High or Return or Nukem High, whatever it's called. That's like I think that's their most popular domains. I think I've seen. I didn't see it, but I've watched a review on it. Poultrygeist. It looks pretty rough. So not rough as in like it looks bad, but it's probably it just looks kind of. See, there are movies where it's just there's whole gore, which is fine. Like I don't mind gore like that. But there's some things when you watch it, it's just like, damn, you know. Like I was watching Sons of Anarchy. I just started watching that TV series on Hulu, and as I'm watching it, there's a not to, this is just not a. I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Um, Thank you. Um, and there's a scene in the episode where they're there's a baby. I guess their baby's had surgery or anyway, they're trying to cut open a baby, and yeah, no, that the baby's moving. It's the baby's moving, and it's literally just they have a scalpel um next to the baby's stomach, and it's cutting it, but it's more than likely just some fake blood pushed across the belly, you know. But just the idea of them cutting open a baby, it's kind of makes me feel bad, you know. And I feel bad, but it's kind of makes me feel just, you know, because it's a child and the baby's moving and everything. But more than likely, it was probably just somebody took some fake blood and just put it across the knife. But it was real enough to me where I had to like look away. But things like, you know, Evil Dead, where you see the guy get his half of his face cut off, you know, stuff like that doesn't what do you call it? I don't know how you describe it. It doesn't affect me as much as seeing that. Um, or like when you see people get shot in movies, like there's a lot of people you see when they get shot. It's usually like the CG blood or stuff like that. But um, I think there's certain things where it's effective. With seeing I think seeing somebody's face get cut off in like a movie from the 30s, where they're using special effects. Like obviously it's fake, but you know they're not cutting around it. You know they're showing them putting the knife in the prosthetic and they're like cutting and shit, and so it just makes you feel like you know. And so yeah, no, Toxic Avenger. Sorry, going back to Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman, he's really his company TROMA has gotten a cult following over the years. There's just lots of people who love to watch his films and stuff like that. And they're so cheesy. It's kind of like a Full Moon. Full Moon, the same people who make like Puppet Master, and they made several ones. I think they made the Evil Bong movies. Um, you know, Ginger Dead Man. Yeah, like stuff like Ginger Dead Man. Sorry, I was reading your comment. Yeah, it was disturbing, and I don't like with a baby or animal. No, yeah, I agree. I don't think the animals affect me as much. Like when you watch, uh, I think when it's the animals, like this, they like somebody finds it, and it's dead, and it's got his guts spread all over the floor, and I think that's bad. But when it's movies like The Thing, with John Carpenter, where the animals like freaking out and barking, and just the music is kind of swelling up, and then you see the dog's face split open like like that. I think like stuff like that doesn't affect me as much. I guess if you're a dog, lover. I mean, I don't mind dogs, but I'm not like, oh my god, they killed a puppy. No, that's not me. It's because I'm a heartless bastard. That's why. But no, that scene that's effective because it's scary and it's showing that so oh this is unworldly or whatever. And but when it's movies like when it shows the dog gets killed or gets shot and it's like guts are spread all over the floor, then I think that's where they go a little bit too far with it. Um, or they like cut an animal's head off, like in The Godfather, they cut a horse's head off, um, which that's pretty disturbing in itself. But it's like quick, just cut open. Another scene where they have a horse dies, several, but The Walking Dead in the first episode, Rick is going through Atlanta on a horse, and the zombies surround the horse and they kill the horse. But you see the zombies like rip the guts and the intestines out of the horse, and they're just like eating it and stuff like that. And it's gross because obviously it's fake. I mean, they're not going to kill an actual horse, but it's just them like, oh, they knocked this horse down. They're like ripping it open and eating it while it's still alive. It's just the thought of it. It's kind of like, ugh. I had to turn away when I watched that. I was like, damn. But seeing somebody get shot, like a zombie get shot, or seeing people get their heads cut off in certain movies. Um, well, I think when those types of movies, it's kind of expected. But it's like movies. The Omen is a good example. In The Omen, the babysitter or the young woman that hangs herself, spoiler alert, hangs herself in the movie. You know, there's no blood. That scene is not gory. The scene's not. I guess it's kind of explicit. A woman hangs herself, but in the scene she jumps off the thing and there's no blood. Uh, it cuts away. It cuts away, but you see her like hit the window. She like hangs herself, and you hear the snap goes snap, like it just goes like that, and you're just like, ooh. That's one of those things where you make that faces. You know that you make the face. You're like, ooh, like or like when you see a guy in a movie get kicked in the balls, every guy just goes. They like grab their groin. It's like they actually got kicked in the nuts. But and stuff like that. It's where you get to a visceral, physical or emotional reaction out of you. That's the effective stuff. Um, you know, but when it's stuff like The Thing, like when it comes to the animals, like I don't think that didn't really bother me as much as like I don't know. Anyway, no, Toxic Avenger. That's a good series. Uh, they made two or three of them, didn't they? I think. That whole trauma thing, it's been going on for years, and they still make movies now. So from the cult appeal of the movies and just the people, they had like big name actors in it. They get people like, oh, these movies were so funny and stupid. We watched them as kids and everything, and I want to be a part of it. It's like, oh wow, Brad Pitt watched my movies. He's this big actor. He's been in movies like, Fight Club and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he's in Inglorious Bastards, and he's a big name actor. But it's like putting him in a movie like that. It's uh, it's just unreal. It's like really Brad Pitt's and the Toxic Avenger 500, whatever, how many movies they made of that. I prefer digital, or no, not digital. I prefer physical media, to be honest with you, because I mean, you can't beat having the actual thing in your hand. But it sucks because I've had so many movies and DVDs where they scratch and stuff. But I think having the physical copy is better because you're not when you have physical selection. Like oh, here's a movie we haven't watched in a long time. Let's put that in. You're not just flipping through Netflix for 30 minutes trying to figure out what you want to watch. And a lot of it's either you have movies like, oh, we watch this all the time, or oh yeah, we've seen Christmas Vacation 150 times, but you know what, it's still good, so we're gonna watch it. It's stuff like that. Physical memories you can take off the shelf and look at it and like, oh, I remember buying this in first grade. We watched this. Oh, this was rated R, but my mom said we could watch it and everything, and it's one of my favorite movies ever. And I've had several instances like that. One of them being recently Master of Disguise. A couple years ago, me and my sister got the Master of Disguise movie. Both of us got a copy, and we used to watch that all the time when we were kids. And if you've even seen that movie or heard of it, you know that it's not very good. It's terrible. And we watched it, and I think we had the same reaction. Uh, we had the same reaction as most people do now. But, as a kid, we loved it. We watched it all the time and everything. But I think physical media is the best way to go when it comes to memories and stuff like that. You know, I remember when Netflix used to bring movies, to put movies through the mail. That's what we used to do for a long time. I've watched several movies like that. First movie I didn't even know I watched. I guess it's called Prefontaine with Jared Leto. Um, yeah, I didn't even know I watched it, but now I remember it because there's a scene where he's like running out of these Nikes. Like this is a movie about not only Nike, but it's about him. And there's a scene where he's like running and he runs out of his shoes, and it's like I remember that, but I didn't realize it was Jared Leto in it. So now I got to rewatch that movie, and that's an actor who's he's been around for a long time, but I don't know why. Like he's done movies, since the '90s. He was in American Psycho. He was in Prefontaine. Dallas Buyers Club, but I never thought about him until Suicide Squad. Like I never heard of him until Suicide Squad came out, and which is a shame because he's a very good actor. He was in a movie called Lords of War, and he plays strung out drug addict, uh, just guy and everything, and he does it well. But he looks so good for his age. It's like I want to look, you know. Obviously, I look better when I was, 5 years old than what I do now. But I want to be like when he started. I don't know how old he was when he did Prefontaine, but he's almost 50 now, so he looks that good when he's 50. I guess it's probably makeup or whatever, but he probably takes really good care of himself too. But yeah, physical media is the best way to go. There. Yeah. Another movie I think I should uh, review is um, the Twilight Zone movie because I never really watched the. I never really watched the Twilight Zone TV show. Like I've seen episodes. We had to watch it because of school, which is funny to think about. But yeah, no, we were reading a story in our book, and it has to do with uh, the Twilight Zone series, and so we watched the episode. Now this shit with Dan Aykroyd, I'm sharing a screen right now. Uh, with Dan Aykroyd, uh, I didn't even realize he was in the show, but for some reason this shit freaked me out, and so I had to find the clip on YouTube to watch it. But I didn't realize how old this movie is. Came out in 1993 or 1990, not 1993, 1983. My apologies. I think it might find me a. I think I might find me the Twilight Zone movie, and I might watch it. You prefer physical because I can watch it whenever, and digital you don't even own it. That's true. And another thing about digital is that when it's only there for so many months, and then they either get rid of it or goes off, then it comes back. Like Hulu, Sopranos was on there. Sorry about that. I take a quick detour. Yeah. No, Twilight Zone is fun. The old TV show, it has a lot of science fiction, a lot of mythical stuff like that, and the show's very interesting. Uh, they got the new one with Jordan Peele. I don't know the ratings on that, but I'd have to watch it to kind of get an idea. No, but what do you think of the new Twilight Zone series or the old one? If you've seen it. Rarest movie I have in my collection. That's a good question. I think I think a lot of people know about it, or they know about it but they don't like it. I think there's two of them. Um, First one I think would have to be RV with Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges, Jeff Daniels, not Jeff Bridges, not a Tron or whatever his name is. Anyway, Jeff Daniels, Robin Williams and Jeff Daniels. It's a movie about Robin Williams' family. They go on a road trip in an RV, a business trip, but it doesn't tell his family he's on a business trip. He just thinks they're going on vacation. And there's a whole lot of stuff in it. But he meets his family and everything. It's a fun family movie that my family, watched for. We've watched all our life and everything. It's always fun for us. Early 2000s. I think that came out in 2006. So mid 2000s. But I just always thought it was fun. Another one is a I wouldn't say it's a rare movie, but it's people. If you're not in the community, you probably wouldn't know about it. It's called To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. It has Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo, and Patrick Swayze, and they're all drag queens. And they, funny enough, go on a road trip, and they're trying to get to their drag queen competition. They're in a big competition, and they're going to this competition, and they lose a tire. I can't remember exactly what happens, but anyway, they end up in this small town and everything, and they talk to these people and they get to know everybody, and they teach them all about acceptance and overcoming the difficulties in their life and everything. And it also has Rizzo from Greece. So if that doesn't pique your interest, Patrick Swayze and drag of beautiful. Wesley Snipes. I think Wesley Snipes to me is the most annoying character in the movie. Um, but I guess to each their own. I guess, but I would suggest you just check both of those out. Those are just ones that I liked. I guess those are the rarest in my collection, but those are pretty. I would say at least one of them's kind of mainstream, but RV definitely. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a Robin Williams movie. Um, but anyway, what is the rarest in your collection if you have one? Yep. No, I got several movies in my collection. I just started collecting more Blu-rays because we always had a DVD player, and so now I'm collecting more Blu-rays. Uh, I think the most mainstream ones I have are shit. I think the Indiana Jones. I have the complete Indiana Jones collection. Soon to be incomplete if they do the new one with Chris Pratt or whoever's going to be Indiana Jones. I forgot. For a long time, they were talking about Robert Pattinson as Indiana Jones, and I'm like, nah, I don't think so. They should bring back Shia LaBeouf a little bit older, and um, damn, they should bring back Shia LaBeouf as his character. The old one is from the '90s, and wait, the old one is fun. The '90s one is fun too. The old one is that like the name of a movie? The old one, or are you talking about my movie? The old one. Yeah, no, that I think Too Wong Fu. That one's a '90s movie as well. Like I said, it has John Leguizamo, Patrick Swayze, and Wesley Snipes, all in one movie. It's funny because I think they had some like fights and behind the scenes, or just them being dudes about which one was prettier and shit. you know, but it's a funny movie. Oh yeah, and Robin Williams is in that one too. I forgot to mention. I do like Robin Williams movies. It's a shame that he hasn't done. Oh, he hasn't done. Oh, he's dead, obviously. But it's a shame that he didn't do more movies. It was because of he had dementia, a form of dementia, and which kind of restricted his acting ability. He would forget a lot of times. He would forget either where he is or he wouldn't be on top of his game every day, and so it really put him out of the business. And it's I think he did two or three movies close to the end of his career, which were kind of serious. Uh, but I think the run he had, like he did the Birdcage, he did Aladdin and Genie. He did a lot. He did several movies where he's remembered as Good Will Hunting is another one. He's just remembered as one of like some of the best movies of all time, best animated movies of all time. Best comedies and stuff like that. He was a trained actor. He went to Juilliard, which is a performing arts school. His bunkmate, I believe, was Christopher Reeves. Superman, and he just gave it his all. He was funny. He was entertaining. He was dramatic. It was emotional, like in Good Morning Vietnam. He's funny when he's in the booth. He's riffing. He's making fun of people. He's doing impressions and everything, and it's just funny to listen to. And then there's a couple scenes later at the end of the movie where he has to be emotional. He has to be angry. He has to be, he has to yell and everything. He's just not one of those people not those people you want to see like being yelling and getting mad and even in Mrs. Doubtfire, Mrs. Doubtfire, there's a scene where I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, where he's talking and he's doing the impressions of all the dinosaurs, and he's doing all the voices and everything, like oh Mr. Dinosaur, like I'm the king and all this stuff, and it's fun to watch, because he's an actor doing his job, and he's such a naturally I don't know if he's a naturally funny guy, but in the movies he plays a naturally funny guy. He's always like he has like something witty to say. He does impressions and stuff like that. And it's just always fun to watch him work on screen. And I can only imagine what it would be like to meet him, to have met him in real life. Uh, he worked with several, tons of people who said that, off screen he was serious. He's fun guy. He had his ups and downs, like especially in the '70s. He's doing, Mork and Mindy, and stuff like that. Doing comedies, and especially I'm sure he had his battle with drugs and stuff like that. Which I think anybody at that time, even people you watch on like SNL, people like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, you got people like a lot of comedians that were popular back then prior, and they all were doing drugs, and they were all engaging in a really, you know, intense lifestyle. Because they were the fun people, they were the people who were famous, they were popular, and people wanted to watch them on TV and watch them work and everything. And so people like I think Elvis is one of those people who lived that lifestyle. It's like people want to see me, people want to see Elvis, so I need to dress a certain way. I need to be there for them. And he worked all hours of the day, staying up at till 4 in the morning working on music, or you know doing stuff. And he got so popular, and I think it just really got to him, and it ended up being his downfall. Was trying to put his image out there and trying to you know abide to his fans so much that ended up killing him, ended up costing his life. And there's a lot of people like that, um, who've left such a legacy. They were only on Earth for they were only here for a short amount of time, but they left such a big legacy. People like uh, Chris Farley. I have so many. I've talked to several people about Chris Farley. He's so he can be so dramatic. He can be so funny. He can be the goofy guy. He can play like people like Adam. Like you watch him in like Adam Sandler movies. He's usually the really loud, kind of dorky guy. uh, Movies. He's more subtle in, although he is funny. Airheads, which is another Adam Sandler movie. SNL, all those SNL guys, um, which is a good one too if you haven't seen it. Um, but he plays a cop, and he's mostly serious. But I think there's a scene where he's like, he goes from like down here, he's talking, he's being nice and everything, and then he's really loud and screaming at the guy. But he can go from 0 to 100 like that, because he was so talented. And you know, people, like I said, people love to watch him work, and people love to see him do his stuff. But it ended up being his downfall because he was a funny guy, but he wanted to live like his idols. Like he admired Belushi so much. He wanted to live that lifestyle. He wanted to stay up all night and party and do and drink and do drugs and go out with prostitutes and everything. He ended up costing him his life. But he was doing it for his fans and the people that loved him. But he always felt like he was overshadowed by the way he looked and the way he presented himself. Because he was a heavier set guy, and he would say it wouldn't. People laughed at him because he was overweight, and when people laughed at him not because he was funny, but just because of the way he looked, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of people out there who battle with body dysmorphia, and either body dysmorphia or gender dysmorphia and stuff like that, and have struggles accepting themselves. When everybody else accepted him because he was a talented individual, he always looked at it as people were laughing at him because not because he was funny, it was because they thought he was funny looking or stuff like that, which is it's unfortunate. Uh, but anyway, on that note, I'm gonna log off here. I just wanted to check and see if my microphone worked. New microphone, I think it's called a Riza microphone. Got off Amazon for like $44. I think that's what it was with tax. Very good. I want to thank you guys for asking questions and tuning in. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below, and tell me what you want me to talk about next. Uh, Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.